You may have heard of the analogy that we need to put our own oxygen mask on first before we can help others. Well, let's talk about another one. You may have also heard of the analogy that we need to fill our own cups before we can fill other people's cups. But how do we really do that? And why should we? Sometimes it feels really good to help others, and sometimes we kind of forget to fill our own cups. So imagine that everyone has a cup, and when their cup is full, they feel great. When their cup is running on low, then they start to feel empty and they start to feel low. And there are a lot of people that go around holding out their cups and expecting for other people to pour into them. Then there are lots of people that maybe like you, who we're the ones that are the givers. We go around pouring into other people's cups. Well, what ends up getting out of balance and what ends up happening with this is that most people kind of misunderstand how this works, and they don't really know that each person actually is 100% responsible for filling their own cups. You don't have to go around filling other people's cups. So what happens? Well, we end up with these beggars, and those are the ones that are walking around holding their cups, waiting for somebody else to fill them up. And they aren't really choosing to be aware that they can fill their own cups. You may be like most highly sensitive people who goes around filling other people's cups, gives and gives and gives. You self-sacrifice, and even if you have very little in your cup, you still try to summons it out of yourself to be able to pour into those around you. And sometimes this actually, like I said, sometimes this actually feels good to fill other people's cups because giving feels gratifying, right? So there's nothing wrong with giving. That's not what I'm saying here. But the problem is that if you keep giving and giving and giving, and you're not refilling yourself, then you get depleted and you have nothing left to give. Whereas if you focus on filling your own cup, then if you focus on filling your own cup to overflow, then you have plenty to give because your cup is overflowing. So if you stop feeding the beggars, you can also at the same time let them know that they have the ability to fill their own cups. They can do it themselves. They don't need you as much as you think that they need you. And I know it feels good to feel needed. Everybody likes to feel needed, but nobody needs you in this way. In most cases, not in most cases, but if you think of it this way, if you were to not help that person, or if you were to say get sick, or for whatever reason you can't help the person, they would figure it out themselves, right? So they can do it. It may just be a case of you have done it. You have been the person that they come to and help them so much that they just expect for you to do it, and they think that they can't do it themselves. But if you weren't around, they would probably figure out how to do it themselves. So instead of giving and not having them understand, their ability that they can fill their own cups, you can empower them by letting them know that they can fill it themselves. So what are some things that you can do to fill your own cup? And what are some ways that you can teach other people how to fill their cups? Well, first, do what you love. It sounds simple, but a lot of people don't do this. And because they don't, they feel like we tend to feel like we need permission to do what we love. We feel like we need to, especially as highly sensitive people, we feel like we need to help everyone else around us at all times. But I'm giving you permission to, and I want you to give yourself permission to do what you love, do things that you love in life. Otherwise, what's the point? Why are you here? Why are you here if you don't do anything for yourself that you love in life? Do things that are your passions, or what lights you up, or what are some special talents that you have that you're kind of not using right now. These are all things that will fill you up from the inside. Another thing that you can do to fill your own cup is to stop self-sacrificing. And I know us highly sensitive people, we do this all the time. And we do this kind of, we don't even realize we're doing it a lot of the time. But really look at the things in life that you are self-sacrificing and see if the benefits outweigh the costs. You're a wonderful person. You have this big, huge heart that you want to give, but it's getting smashed and squeezed. And, imagine how much more wonderful it would be if you were able to feel full yourself. Another thing, and this is something that I'm such an advocate for, you may have seen it all over my social media, you may have seen it in my webinar that I have done, is to take back your power by learning to say no. N-O, it's a simple 2-letter word. You can say it without sounding like a jerk, and I teach how to do that in my trainings, but you have to start cutting things out. If you have too many things to do, then your priorities are getting kind of shoved under the rug, and you're putting other people's priorities ahead of yours. So take back your power and learn to say no. Believe in your own worth. This is a huge part of filling your own cup, because if you can start to recognize the things, all of the things that you have done, look at what you have already created, look at who you already are, look at all the things that you've made it through, all the hard times that you've made it through. Know that you are worthy and you have value too. You're worth it. Your life is just as important as everyone else's. And you know what, if your life is balanced and fulfilled, then you can grow and expand it the way that you want to. Author Marianne Williamson says in a quote, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond our measure. As we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people their permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others." So I want you to, if you're to take away one thing from this today, I want you to think about, again, your worth, and think about filling your own cup. Think about the thought of filling your own cup before you fill everyone else's. Again, I know that it feels great to be the giver and be the person that is needed, but it also feels great to have your own cup filled so that it's so much easier to give to everyone else. You'll be less overwhelmed. You'll be less stressed out. It will feel, you'll be able to spend more quality time with people versus just, oh, let me just help everybody and then move on to the next person and help them. Quality time is very important. And the biggest thing, you'll be able to do things in your life that you love to do, your own hobbies, your own, you know, things that your own things that fill you up on the inside. So I hope that this is helpful. Let me know in the comments your takeaway from this. Let me know if you are a people pleaser. Let me know if you are the giver. I know a lot of us are, and so you're not alone in this, but let me know in the comments your takeaway from this video. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Here on this channel, we talk about all things highly sensitive person. And so if that is something that interests you, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications for whenever I send out a new video.